We're a bunch of idiots.
Facts.
Into the name. What's up, boys?
What's up?
Let's ride.
Can we mute him? Every let's ride in today's episode is worth $1. Just kidding.
So, AKA sponsoring today's episode.
Yeah. Yeah. So today's sponsor is Let's Ride.
There's $1.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Touche. Yeah. Anything new with you boys?
Nuggets are on a 4-game skid.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
We had nice weather here. Projected to get a snowstorm. Kind of sucks.
The nice weather was a win, though.
It's like 80 here with some breeze. So
little fall spring.
That's too hot.
No, the breeze is perfect. Though. It's like perfect.
No, it got to like 62, 63 today. That is my optimal weather right there.
You started to sweat
a little bit. I mean,
I'm telling you from experience, the Florida heat is not what the Iowa heat is worse. I guarantee you that. I will die on that hill. 100 degrees in Florida is not even close to 100 degrees in Iowa.
Well, I've only been to Florida for a weekend, like 2 days, so I can't really comment.
Oh.
I hated it. I hated
how
the
many
weather.
days have you been in Iowa?
Me, 0.
Well,
I've driven through Iowa once.
Hey,
it was exciting.
A-B conversation. Yeah.
See your way in.
Yeah, see your way in. This is the boys podcast.
Very Midwestern. Very Midwestern of you.
Anywho,
see your way in.
See. We're pointing already. Emphasis on the eye.
I refuse.
For all of the people who have never heard us before, I'm James. That's also James. That's James. See, pointing is bad. That's James, and then that's Joe. Yeah, he's just pointing to both of us because he doesn't know which one's which anymore. He thought he had it last week, and then
that's Jimmy.
That is me. That is correct. You are correct, sir. You are correct.
What I win?
Let's ride.
Another $1 apparently.
No, that one was on the house. That's what you won. It was on the house, but I used it instead of giving it to you. So a lot of stuff happened over the past week. Got a lot of things happening. Free agency was wild, but we're gonna get to that. We can start with the NBA. Timothy, since you brought it up, that's how your week went. The Nuggets have lost 4 since last Wednesday.
Yeah, 4 in a row. Injuries and inconsistent bench play have been really hurting the Nuggets. More so inconsistent bench play. Because Nuggets have been able to get through some spurts of injuries before, but just inconsistency hurts. And then, kind of head scratcher trades earlier in the season with Bones Highland, guy that he was inconsistent, but provided a spark off the bench when times like this would come. But yeah, it's very, very, very disappointing to see these last 4 games, but I'm not out by any means on the Nuggets. I mean, we need to get back into a nice stride and get some momentum before playoffs. But, the marathon that the basketball season has been playing a toll right now on the Nuggets, and that's scary coming into the final stretch of the season.
Silver lining is they do have a massive lead. But I think we should call them the Denver Nuggets until their D shows up again, because they can't stop a nosebleed. Like, they have not looked good.
It's the worst part about it, and it's not even like 4 quarters have been bad. It's 1 quarter a game has been atrocious, and like last night, they let up 49 points in the first quarter. Like, they ended up pulling it back to within 3 points in the fourth, but they were gassed at that point. I mean, you can only give so much before your tank is empty.
That's fair.
Yeah. I also wonder if the noise is getting to Jokic's head.
The three-peat?
Well, the noise of Perkins.
Well,
because that's when this all started.
Another part of it too is it's not even just this team. Nuggets history. I mean, never been a 1 seed, there's a lot of things that are happening right now that have never happened for the Nuggets franchise, let alone the players on this team. I don't think the moment's too big. I think it's been a problem all season, not just here at the end of the season, the inconsistency coming off the bench. And fortunately early in the season they were able to overcome it, but these last 4 games they haven't been able to, and then the defense has been a problem. And like I said, it just sucks that it's 1 quarter a game, and that quarter is just so bad, so atrocious that there's no coming back from it almost.
Yeah.
That's literally what happened to the Heat last year in the playoffs. Like, they would play good, and then the 1 quarter would be really bad, and they can't overcome that. You need 4 quarters. That's why there's 4 quarters in the game. It's tough. It's tough when you allow 30, 40 points in 1 quarter and you only score 10 to 20.
But I'd still put the Nuggets up against most teams in a 7-game series. I'd still pick them over most teams.
Unless it was the last 4 games, right? Because then they'd be out.
If they're down 3-1,
it'd be over.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
still.
Do you think this is hurting Jokic's chances?
No.
For MVP?
He's still minus odds to win it.
Barely. I just checked. He actually, the one I just saw, what was it? Was it FanDuel? I think it was. Jokic is plus 130 and Embiid was 140.
Really?
Yeah. And
Jokic
is still undefeated on the season on triple doubles. He's missed it by 1 or 2 these last few games.
Well, maybe he should start stat padding.
Apparently.
Let Joke cook.
I don't know. They'll eventually get out of it, but I still think the biggest problem that I have with the Nuggets is they don't have an actual number 2 on a championship team.
Yeah. Jamal Murray is slumping in a big way right now. Don't know if it's allegedly he's got some swelling in his knee, but I mean, if you're out on the court, you need to be performing.
Well, yeah. Not necessarily that. I mean, no disrespect to Murray. I do like Murray. But I was listening to a podcast and it was about the Broncos, but they were bringing it up and they said that Bosch was overrated randomly, right? And I just thought about it and I was like, Bosch would be the second best player on the Denver Nuggets. Chris Bosch would be the second best player. And it's not even doubted. He led a team by himself to the playoffs in Toronto. Mm-hmm. He is better than Jamal Murray, and he was the number 3 on the championship team. Jamal Murray is a number 3 on a championship team. He's not a number 2. The closest thing we've seen to him being a number 2 was in the bubble, which was not real NBA.
Right.
They need a true number 2, and the hope for that was MPJ, and he has not become that. So I don't know what they need to do, but that is my concern. Jokic is an amazing player, but I think that's their true problem, is that when Jokic is off, there isn't somebody else to steer the ship.
Yeah, and my bigger issue over the whole true number 2 or not, because I agree with you on Murray. I think he's better suited to be a number 3 on a team. My bigger issue is Michael Malone at head coach. He makes some bonehead moves in game. MPJ, he's a young guy. Most, if not all, probably all NBA players are going to have bad games. Where they're not necessarily shooting as efficient as possible. Does that mean you take one of your starters and play him for 9 minutes? Come on, man. MPJ needs to be out on the court more than 9 minutes. That dude is, sure, he might be having a bad game, but who's to say he's not going to get himself out of that? And it's just keeping players in for too long or keeping players on the bench for too long. His decision making has been very, very questionable, and especially in the losses. When you're going on streaks throughout the season and winning, however many wins they have at this point, a lot of that gets overshadowed. But when you start getting on 4 game losing streaks, all the bad that we were talking about with Malone over the last 2-3 seasons. I mean, it starts coming out again and in a big way because I mean, you got to take another step, and Malone hasn't done that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That I'm still sticking with my Celtics pick because of the whole number 2 on a championship team thing.
Ooh, this is legit, so I gotta say it. We got actual breaking news. Actual breaking news. This just happened. Just got a tweet. The Chiefs converted 12 million of the quarterback Patrick Mahomes roster bonus into a signing bonus, which freed up $9.6 million in cap space. What cap, right?
Nah.
I mean,
D-Hop incoming.
I think so.
To Dallas?
No.
Anywho, we'll talk about them later. The Lakers are staying afloat without LeBron, so that's cool, right? Other than that, nothing's really much changing. The Lakers are 2 games out of the 6th seed, and they're currently the 10th seed, so that's pretty much the same. But it's interesting. The West is interesting. It seems like the top teams are falling and the bottom teams are climbing. So it makes it interesting. It makes it interesting, pretty exciting.
John Morant had a sit-down interview with Jalen Rose.
Well, he's also probably not going to play again this year.
Yeah, but he also tried to claim the gun was not his. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, not allegedly. John Morant should probably shut the "Let's Ride Up." There's $1, and just stay off social media, stay off interviews. Just pull an Aaron Rodgers, go to a dark room, turn off all the lights, just shut all the doors, and just do nothing.
Yeah, I heard he was checking into some sort of rehab facility, and if that's the case, then do it.
Yeah, get help.
Put your phone down. Just go do it. Get away, go do it. Don't stop delaying it. Just get it done. Wild.
So, Joe, I want
How
you
does this make you feel,
to
Joe?
double check, make sure there's no guns. Watch Instagram live stories, make sure she's not dangling.
See, I know what she's been watching on Hulu, so I might need to be like double worried.
As Amy Winehouse once said, they try to make me go to rehab, and I said no. Oh, and the breaking news, the real breaking news.
Holy fuck!
So, fun fact, Mr. Grader here agrees. Physical proof of this: the Dallas Cowboys are the greatest team in the NFL. Physical proof of this.
Don't get the story twisted.
It's physical proof. Physical proof.
I mean,
there's no context needs to be delivered.
Oh, hold up, Jimothy. Would you say some outlandish thing for a Subway cookie? If it's just saying something,
Yeah.
No, knowing it was being recorded.
Knowing it was going to be recorded.
Well, I probably had my fingers crossed into the table, so we're good.
Oh, okay. Well, his hands were visible, so no crossies.
It was for a Subway cookie. I respect it.
All right. So NBA, I don't think there's been much change other than the MVP race is a lot closer. So maybe next week we're going to start seeing if the Lakers are for real. LeBron should be coming back, maybe. But
I don't care about them anymore.
Yeah. XFL. The only thing I know is Seattle won again. They're 2-2.
NFL came back. I forgot about the XFL existing.
That's fair. That's all I know. I don't know anything else. I just know Seattle won. That's fair. We're just speedballing it. I didn't even have this on. That's a fail by me. How about Bum-ba-da-bum.
Roughnecks still undefeated.
That's fair. That's fair. And I think the Battlehawks only have lost one.
And the Sea Dragons are going down this weekend.
Oh, we got a little rivalry?
Oh, actually, tomorrow.
We got some rivalry?
Tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's going down.
Sounds like a great time to lose your first game.
Sounds like
it's all Gucci with Danucci.
All right, go live with me then. Oh, you're a fraud. I see.
I'm not a fraud. I'm doing some stuff with the wife. We got things planned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's doing some stuff with the wife. Well, at 10:30 p.m.
I know.
The weekend. We took the weekend off.
Joe, one day you're gonna realize this. After you get this ring here, there's a schedule on everything.
Okay? That's what I'm saying. At 10:30, he's got plans.
Don't worry. We'll be sure to give Shaylee the ins and outs of ways to manipulate you. I definitely will. Hit me up. I'll buy you a Cubs jersey though. He'll really love that. Speaking of Cubs, our second favorite segment next to 5 seconds of Beautiful Joe.
Baseball sucks. Baseball sucks.
We almost got it.
Baseball sucks.
Yeah, we're back. We'll get it.
The first one was pretty good. First one wasn't bad.
Yeah, the first one was pretty good.
It was solid. Very solid. Not flaccid.
Yeah, not flaccid. Very hard.
Very big anti-flaccid show.
So I know we brought up this last week. I don't even know if you guys liked the segment, but I said I got another one. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. This one was crazy. So this one actually happened last summer, and it appeared on my timeline of Twitter. Michael Parsons actually quote tweeted it. That's how I saw it. So shout out Micah. Whoop, whoop. It was a zookeeper that I don't remember the country, but he was like putting his fingers in the cage to like pet the lion, and the lion kind of like turned his head just to start touching it, and the lion he kept stunting it, and the lion snipped at him it was a warning shot, right? He kept doing it. Sure enough, the lion gets a hold of his fucking finger, and there's 3 minutes of the dude shaking, his fingers are in the cage. The lion has a hold of it, and he's shaking, trying to get the lion off. And when he pulls out, it looks like you just see a finger leave or a lot of flesh leave. Like the dude lost a finger just because he was fucking with a lion. I think the shopping cart one was better because that was funnier. But I mean, it fits. Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
I actually have one too.
Okay.
Actually happened to me today. I was filling a pothole at the entrance of a Burger King. All right. And there was on one side of my truck, there was about, let's say 8 feet of space and then a curb and some grass. Other side of my truck, about 20 feet of space. All right. Got the place lit up, lights everywhere, whole 9 yards. Guy decides he's going to squeeze his car in the 8 feet of space along the curb to go get his croissant witch in the morning. And he ended up scraping the curb, hopping the curb, and blowing his tire out. And then the best part about it was because he had to sit there and fix his tire, I got PD to come over and give him a ticket for going through a work zone. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
That's good stuff.
Hey, you know what though? I get it though. Croissant witches are fire.
I mean, it's fair. It's fair. But enough to get a ticket?
No.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Exactly.
I don't have a blind side. Do either of you guys have a blind side? I got nothing.
No, not really.
Anything crazy in hockey?
Not that I've noticed. Nothing crazy.
Nothing too wild.
Coming down to the playoffs.
I feel like we're flying through these topics because we have a lot to talk about NFL free agency. There's a
Well,
lot
I mean, it like the main thing we haven't talked about. I don't know if you guys have anything else. Is March Madness coming up? Like it is free agency time and it is March Madness time.
the best time of the year. Wow, we're
Debatable.
about to get the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. We have March Madness. We have NFL free agency. Baseball's about to start, literally around the corner. Like literally, really start, allegedly. But but like,
Yeah, it's debatable. I think the best time of the year is January because you got all three major sports going.
there's four
Full
major
swing.
sports.
Baseball sucks.
The sports equinox is in October. That's the best time of the year when all four major sports are going.
Nah, there's only really three.
There's four.
As much as I love hockey, you can't say it's above baseball in terms of the nation's love for it.
It's not even close.
I don't care. My
Hockey
love.
is the least.
Yes, I understand your love for it is very similar to my love for
My
it.
love for it is all that matters.
But like nation-wise, they care more about baseball than they do hockey.
Listen, the only time I care about baseball is when fucking Charlie Blackmon's walking to the mound and Jesse's on a vacation far away. Starts playing.
You nailed it.
The only time baseball is awesome.
You nailed it. So, since we're going to talk about March Madness, I have breaking news. Tomorrow, 99% of the world's brackets will be busted. It's just fact. It's just fact. Whether they pick a stupid upset that they think is going to happen, or they don't pick the upset that does happen, it's going to happen. It always happens in the first week.
Yeah. You said busted. Giggity.
Always. Everyone's bracket is busted. And then we're going to see the stupid tweet, which is a lie. Oh, there is 0.1% of brackets that are still out there that are still perfect. Like, no, it's a lie. Everyone's bracket is busted. No one ever predicts a perfect bracket unless they do 17,000 different variations. Like,
I only do the final four.
That's all that matters.
As long as those four don't lose tomorrow, like we're good. My bracket is not in fact busted.
If your bracket is 100% not broken, I will.
What we got?
Me and her have a competition going. We have brackets going against each other on ESPN.
You don't think your bracket will be broken after the first? I said first day. I should say first round, because the first round is tomorrow and Friday, correct?
I'm gonna tell you right now, hers will be.
I just thought of some news.
I got nothing. I don't know what I'll do. We'll come up with something. We'll circle back. We always do.
Should we do a group bracket?
We would have to do it really fast because the games start tomorrow.
I could put one together tonight.
Okay, so what's your news?
Do you guys see the Bishop Sycamore of track meets that Tyreek Hill entered in?
Oh yeah. Where they were all bad.
Well, it was. I mean, the only thing you had to do to be a part of that race is pay a coach that qualifies to be a part of that race. I mean, literally anybody could have entered into it. But Tyreek, did you guys see it? Tyreek Hill absolutely smoked everybody.
Yeah. Do you know why Tyreek Hill entered it? Micah wasn't there to beat him.
Well, because all I've been seeing lately is about how fast Tyreek Hill is, blah, 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 blah. There is 43 high schoolers right now in America that ran a faster 60-yard dash.
So I just want to throw this out that Tyreek Hill is in his prime, not a sponsor.
Yeah.
Allegedly. So yeah. I mean, yeah. I want to go play for Bishop Sycamore.
Sounds legit.
You know what?
Why not?
To do? We should all start getting in great shape and try to get on the closest XFL team to us. I'm gonna play for Orlando. What are they, the Guardians?
Yeah, they're the Guardians. I think Houston might be the closest to me.
I can do it. Let's do it. I ain't scared.
I think my favorite team is the closest to me.
I think it's got to be Houston.
24 hours. It's not bad. No, it's not. It's 9 hours. What am I saying? I'm drunk. No, that's right. It is only 4 hours, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, anywho, so nothing. No, so we.
Arlington's probably closer. Vegas is closer for sure.
So let's do our March Madness. We can do our brackets off air, and we can talk about it next week.
Do you have like an app that you want to do it in or something? Anyone know of an app?
ESPN's the easiest.
Whatever.
Joe, you want to set that up?
Yeah, I can.
All right, cool. Then whenever you send that out, I'll fill it out.
So the one thing I know about my bracket is, and you guys know too, because we already talked about it. Our Final Four, because that's all we care about. That's all we care about. As long as the rest of our bracket can be broke, as long as our Final Four is right, and even our Final Two,
that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. I mean, that's a win. That's a dub. So, shoot, I forgot to write down each division, like north, east, whatever that stuff. I don't know who's the seeding in each one, but I know my Final Four. So
well, why don't you go first on all of them then? Because I could figure out who's who from there.
Okay, well, I'll just tell you one of them from the Northwest bracket, I think. Bama. Give me Bama in the Final Four.
Bama.
They always make the Final Four. Football, it's Bama's world, and we're just living in it. Nah, Bama basketball.
Yeah, Bama would be the South.
That's what I said.
I too have Bama in my Final Four.
Let's go.
Coming out of the South, not going to be Bama. Sorry about it. Give me Arizona, because them boys are partying.
It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah, I know. I know it is. But
what's
that's why I just let you know.
What's the division right below Bama's division?
East.
Okay. Bama is actually like the number one seed.
Overall.
Yeah, they're the number one. Yeah.
Nah.
Hey, it wouldn't
give me Arizona.
We've seen the number one fall plenty of times.
Yep.
So it wouldn't be crazy. So in the East division, I have this team for fun. I actually hate this team. And being from North Carolina, nobody understands why I hate this team. Because it's North Carolina. But Duke. Give me Duke.
I too have Duke.
Samesies.
And I too hate Duke.
I'm indifferent.
Here's the thing why I want Duke to make to the Final Four. Coach K just retired.
Well,
and it's just like Duke to go ahead and make it to the Final Four and then lose.
I also think they have the worst number one seed. I think Purdue is the worst of the number ones.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. So we all taking Duke. Dookie. So would the top right side be the North?
Midwest.
Oh dang! I just tried to guess.
You suck.
So we got South, East, Midwest. Midwest. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. They're probably gonna choke in the Sweet 16, but it's fine.
100%.
It's fine.
Well, I too have a team that's in the same state. I have Houston.
You're both wrong. You know why? X gonna give it to you. Xavier, baby, let's go.
Okay.
They'll get there and then lose.
Have you guys said your winner yet?
I don't know who my winner is.
The final. We can talk it out. So
okay.
In the West bracket.
Correct.
Let's go.
Got him.
1 for 4. I'll take it.
That's probably about how your Final Four is going to go too.
Hey, if I get one of the Final Four, that's who I'm taking to go to all the way.
Duke.
Give me Kansas.
Respectable, but wrong.
I'm sure.
UCLA.
I'm sure we're all wrong.
Also wrong. Gonzaga, baby.
How do they fare every year?
I know. I'm pulling for them though, man. Underdog story. Let's go.
I legitimately said I'm picking Texas, and I said they're going to choke in the Sweet 16. Last time I picked Texas to make the Final Four, they choked in the round of 32.
You know what? I'm kind of feeling Grand Canyon at the 14th seed.
Your Cinderella story.
Although they play Gonzaga round 1.
Exactly. Whoever wins that game's winning the whole thing.
Yep.
Facts.
100%.
Facts. So
it's either going to be Gonzaga or Iona, whoever that is.
Iona?
Iona. Who are they?
Yeah.
Where are they from?
I mean, they've had an upset once or twice, I think.
They from the state of Iona?
Yes. It's right next to Iowa. I actually have no idea. I have no idea. But
it's like that Iowa-Nebraska line. Iowa.
Yeah, it's right in there. It is the line.
That is very close to me, and I don't know it. So,
well, fucking get out of your house, man. Go touch grass.
Yeah. Move the snow.
I can't touch grass. There's so much snow.
Move the snow. Touch grass.
Oh, Oral Roberts, man.
I know they've had some upsets.
30-4, the 12th seed.
Makes me want to brush my teeth. So based off everybody's Final Four, if you were to have the matchups, like that's the final two, and then who's winning it all?
Who's your matchup?
I got Bama and Duke. That would be my matchup. I would take Bama because it's 100% Duke to make it that far, and it's their history.
I too have that exact same pairing. I have Bama Duke, and I have Bama winning.
Joe checked out my bracket.
my bracket's done, man.
I've got Arizona Duke. I'm gonna have to take the Dookie boys there.
Oh, so you're taking them to lose the championship? That's fair. That's also like Duke. No, actually, if Duke makes it, they usually win it. History. And my other side would be Texas, Kansas, and
my guy thinks 2 Big 12 teams are making it to the Final Four.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing to come good out of Kansas was Mario Chalmers. I'm just kidding.
Number 2 in the MVP race, Joel Embiid.
I noticed you didn't say number 1.
I know, number 2.
How many rings? Mario Chalmers, Embiid. Come on. Compares apples to oranges.
My other side of the bracket is going to be Xavier Gonzaga. What a matchup.
2 3 seeds.
Look at you.
2 3 seeds. I think
he's wearing a number 3 jersey, so
whoa. And you're wearing a jersey that's 21, which 2 plus 1 is 3.
But I also, my left side is a 2 seed and a 1
seed. And I'm wearing a shirt that is 96. 9 minus 6 is 3.
Math.
and then the best.
And there's 3 of us.
And I live in Florida, and the best player to come out of Florida that wears number 3 is Dwayne Wade. The 3rd best shooting guard of all time.
I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
Today's number is a 3. You guessed it.
All right, so Xavier Gonzaga. Man.
That definitely
all right. I just got my reasoning here. Xavier's gonna win because of this comment.
He can see the comment on the screen and still pointed to Joe.
I still have to point the wrong way.
You point at the comment. Wait, I'm confused.
But my sole purpose for taking Xavier here is to be opposite of Shaley. Hey, give me Xavier versus Duke. And then, like you said, Duke makes it, Duke wins it.
Oh my God.
Well, before Jimmy left, there was 3 of us.
Back to 3 of us.
1 + 1 is 3 if you really think about
it. And Jimmy claimed there's only 3 major sports leagues.
There is only 3. I think my puppy's 3 months old.
Well, Chub Club is 3 and under.
Gotta be. I mean,
it's less than that.
You think?
Less than that.
If you say all the team names out loud with the word "the" in front, there's 3 letters. There's 3 words. The Denver Broncos. The Dallas Cowboys.
The New England Patriots.
Joe is 3 letters long. Yeah, we're down a terrible rabbit hole right now.
Yep. James is 5 letters, and if you add 3 and 2, it makes 5, but there's 3 in that equation.
James can be shortened to Jim, and there's 3 letters in Jim. And I've been going to the gym.
All right, my other matchup is Houston versus UCLA, and I have UCLA winning.
I just wanted to say that was not going to end until Joe did that.
No,
that was just going to keep going. that segment of us talking about 3 took 3 minutes. No. Okay, so then my final matchup would be Bama versus Texas, and you already know.
Bama.
I'm biased. I call it like it is. And I already established earlier that Texas is most likely going to lose in the Sweet 16. I've already established that. And emphasis on the I.
You just took 3 swigs.
Give me Bama to win.
There were 3 gulps.
Broncos has a C in it, which is the 3rd letter of the alphabet.
Cowboys
they have 3 C's now. Because they thick.
As the philosopher T-Pain once said, thicker than a Snicker.
All this stuff to beat one-legged Mahomes.
No, one-legged Mahomes is the best in the league. One-legged Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Mahomes.
No, but seriously, I'll take Bama to win it all.
Taking UCLA to beat Bama.
Dookie boys taking it all.
Fair. And I'm sure we're all wrong, way wrong.
Definitely.
It's okay. It's in the name. That's why we put it in the name.
Calling it now.
There's 3 people watching.
Calling it now. All 4 of my final 4 loses tomorrow. Happens every year.
Everyone's bracket's busted. Like I'm telling you, everyone's bracket busted will be at least by the round of 32. Everyone's bracket will be busted. Everyone. I don't care about the stupid stats they put out, which we've said, but I don't care.
Except for that guy that took Oral Roberts to go all the way. He'll still be in it.
Yeah, he'll be good.
Wait, how do you wait? Getting oral and going all the way? What?
Oh.
Busted?
So what should we start with?
What?
So we got some free agency talk. Obviously, the 2 biggest dominoes have not actually fallen, allegedly.
I don't know. Ben Powers and Mike McGlinchey were pretty big dominoes.
No, they were not. They're big in terms of round. Like, what are we talking?
Rotund.
Don't you call Mike McGlinchey round? That man is 6'8", 300 pounds of solid.
Solid, non-flaccid muscle.
Okay, I was referring to the most important position on the team, which is quarterback.
Oh, punter?
Yeah, the punter. Pat
Left guard.
Sam Martin got a deal. Right on.
My guy.
So yeah, there was a couple fleeces and trades, some very, very cheap trades. But Rodgers allegedly wants to play for the Jets, and
he
Lamar,
said it.
huh?
He said it.
Of course,
He said
it.
he intends on playing
Yes.
for the Jets.
Yeah.
Yes. Which-
Rodgers is a very big semantics guy.
Yeah, we're just gonna talk about Rodgers. So Rodgers is, as of this week, the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, owner of the Chicago Bears, and GM of the New York Jets.
Man, what a guy.
He said he
Stud.
wanted Alan Lazard. They signed him hours later.
Also, 4, great Halloween guy.
Great Halloween guy. Also, not afraid of the dark. Not afraid of the dark.
Not afraid of the dark. Although I was a little worried for him. Do you guys remember when he stubbed his toe during COVID and that like affected him all season? I was really worried about that in the little dark cave thing that he was in. You know, stubbing your toe, you know that happened at least 16 times.
See, that's what you say you were worried about. I'm worried about how did this man wipe his own ass?
Yeah, there was definitely not a bidet in there. It's a good question.
He probably did it 3 times to make sure he had everything.
Do you just keep wiping until it hurts?
Until you feel blood.
I don't know.
You can't. You don't know if there's blood. Like,
but you don't know if there's toilet paper. What if he's just like
I think you know if it's toilet paper by the time you start wiping.
I bet. What if there wasn't it? What if he's just in a black room?
Like, ooh, that's a raccoon.
Nothing at all. He's just dropping it on the floor, stepping in it.
No, you didn't. Did you see that? There's video of the room.
Oh,
you didn't see that?
No.
It's just like a really tiny studio apartment.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, bidets is the way to go.
That's what I'm saying.
It'll change your life.
I honestly, Rodgers, get traded to the Jets. Shut up. I'm tired of hearing about it. Retire. I don't care. I'm tired of hearing about it. That's where I'm at with this.
It's not up to him anymore.
Oh, but I'm over it. We did this 20 years ago. Well, not really 20, but 15 years ago with Favre. But we don't need to do it again. The exact same thing.
What if we just all of a sudden hear like, psych, I wanted to get my boys a job. I'm signing with the Texans.
That'd be hilarious.
It would also be
going to Texas.
Hilarious.
That would be the 100%.
Give that man a comedy special that we talked about Tom Brady getting.
Yes. That would be the most Jets thing ever, would it not?
Did you see Batman's comment?
And actually, I do want to talk about this right here. I was going to bring it up.
That's not the comment, Joe.
I know.
I'm very confused.
I want Joe to see it. I don't know if we should put it on there, though.
Yeah, we can wait. It's pretty good, though, Joe.
Oh, breaking news.
Uh-oh.
James Robinson to the Patriots. I like James Robinson. He won me a fantasy championship one year.
Okay, so I want to talk about this comment. I can't point because I was thinking about it, and I know obviously career-wise, most people would probably say Rodgers is better than Favre. I want to argue that we might have crowned him too early. I don't know. They both have one Super Bowl.
Nah, give me Rodgers.
Give me Rodgers 10 out of 10
Favre
times.
has a 3-peat MVP under his belt.
Touchdown to interception ratio, end of discussion.
Well, Rodgers is also a throwaway king.
Touchdown to interception ratio.
Who has more career touchdowns?
What would you rather your quarterback do? Throw the ball away or throw an interception?
I mean,
don't even act like that. You know that.
You can't just look at the stats. You can't just look at the stat sheet and say this person's better. I'm talking about watching Favre play.
Okay. Also, you want to go back and watch him play? Cool. Brett Favre literally just threw the ball hard.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers had pinpoint placement.
Fast as fuck, boy.
I'm not saying he's not more accurate, but I think I'm more leaning towards. I think I would take Favre over Rodgers because Favre didn't start with drama until he was on the Jets, and even after that, he still went to the NFC Championship game as a 40-year-old man with the Vikings.
Well, to be fair, they were also in different eras.
Which is crazy. Why doesn't Rodgers have more touchdowns? They played the same amount of time. Why doesn't he have more yards? We're in a pass-heavy league. Like, I'm starting to lean more towards I would take Favre. It's the same reason why I would take T.O. over Randy Moss. The same concept.
Okay, but what was the original question?
Did we crown Rodgers too early to be the best quarterback in Green Bay history?
Okay, who's better? Randy Moss is better than T.O. He just is. Like, he is.
More talented.
T.O.'s greatness is in the fact that he didn't give up ever. That dude was a workhorse.
Yeah, which, I mean,
same concept, yes. But who is more gifted, more talented? It's Rodgers, man.
Yeah. But who's greater?
You didn't ask that.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're doing the whole who's better, who's the GOAT, who's the more talented. So did we crown Rodgers as the greatest quarterback in Green Bay history?
Neither one of them.
I want to interject real quick because you said they played the same. I want to interject real quick because you said they played the same amount of time. That's not even close to being true. Favre played 302 games in his career. Rodgers is at 230, and Favre has about 10,000 yards on him. In
how many years have they played?
It doesn't matter. We're talking about games played.
Yeah, but I mean, Rodgers.
70 games is 72 games is a lot. That's, I mean, what?
We're in a pass. We're in a pass half.
5 seasons.
You don't think Rodgers should have 500 touchdowons by now?
Dude, give Rodgers 5 more seasons, and he is 10,000 yards, 9,000 yards ahead of Favre.
Okay, how many seasons has Rodgers played? Full season.
He has played 230 games.
So what would that be in seasons? 15? 16?
His first season he played was 2008.
2008. And we're in 2023, so this would be his 16th season now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm coming up on his one. Right?
He's coming up on his 16th season.
Brett Favre played from 92 to 2010. 18. And the difference is 70 games.
18. Well, Rodgers also didn't play for his first because he was behind Favre.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, sure, they may have been in the league the same amount of years, but games played is totally different story.
Well, that's
give Rodgers 3 more years of playing. 3 more years of playing. Maybe. And we'll see who's in front.
We're projecting.
And I guarantee you, Rodgers.
Does Rodgers even play 3 more years?
And he still is a season and a half less than Favre played.
I guarantee you, in 3 years, Brett Favre still has the interceptions record.
Well, yeah.
Cool. Good talk.
Interceptions don't tell the full story. When you throw the ball as hard as Brett Favre and it bounces off of people's hands, it's not the full story.
You don't need to throw the ball as hard as you possibly can every time.
You're right. You need some touch, but
that is part of being a good quarterback.
Yeah, I mean that's
good talk.
Fair. I'm just saying. I think we crowned Rodgers too early to be.
He also only has 30 more touchdowns.
I also think Brett Favre is the most overrated quarterback we've ever seen. So,
I touched a nerve with Joe.
he's the most overrated quarterback we've ever seen.
I mean, we're talking about a difference of 30 touchdowns and 126 interceptions.
I agree. Wasn't pass heavy when Favre played. It's pass heavy now. Like,
how many more interceptions would he have though on those pass attempts? Look up pass attempts that lead to interceptions, right? His interceptions numbers would skyrocket because he threw the ball more. Because DBs were also better at catching, we're better at coverage.
And like saying the league is
argument more for Favre now.
And saying the league is more pass happy is absolutely true, but the Packers were just as pass happy then as now. He was still throwing just as many attempts a season and yards a season as Rodgers does.
That I don't know if it's true, but also like
I have it pulled up in front of me, their completions and attempts every season. I mean, it's pretty similar.
Okay. Well, there you go.
So, I mean, I agree that the league wasn't as pass happy, but the Packers were.
Well, there you go. Cool. Good talk.
Yeah.
Most overrated quarterback of all time.
Rodgers? I agree.
No,
facts.
Brett Favre.
Rodgers. Facts.
No.
Rodgers is 100%. He is the throwaway king, and that is the number one thing that he is. And that and getting lucky Hail Marys.
And actually, Favre has far more attempts in his career than Rodgers.
In terms of greatness, how many people actually put Rodgers in the top 5?
Nobody should.
Exactly. Nobody should.
People do.
I've never met one person. In terms of greatness?
Watch sports. No. In terms of best.
In terms of best, he is one of the best. That's just facts.
Top 5?
Yes. That's just facts.
Most overrated quarterback in history apparently comes from Green Bay, whether it's Rodgers or Favre. Pick your poison. Pick your poison.
And the most underrated is Ben Roethlisberger.
Wow, Green Bay passed a lot in the 90s and 2000s. Like I would, based off of what I'm looking at right now, I'd be willing to bet that the Packers passed more in the 90s and 2000s than in the late 2000s and 20 teens.
I'm still saying Rodgers is overrated and crowned early. I'm not saying that I don't think he might be better. But
do I disagree that he's overrated? No. He probably is overrated. But he's better than Brett Favre.
But you also hate Brett Favre, so you like
I think Brett Favre plays a horrible type of game.
I'm not disputing that, but I just think potentially, let's just agree to disagree. Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers are both worse than Bart Starr. All right.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was going to say. I was like,
there we go.
Way better than Joe Namath.
One of the greatest.
It took 3 quarterbacks to get there to get us to agree. So I mean, 3 people are still watching.
They both solo Joe Namath. We'll put that out there too.
All 3 of them solo Joe Namath. Tim Tebow throwing right-handed solos Joe Namath.
Joe Namath literally only has a name because he was the Jets quarterback when they went to the Super Bowl.
And he would smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
Smoking Joe. Anywho, so the Lamar saga. Did you guys see the contract that he turned down?
No.
See that he's stupid?
Huh?
See that he's stupid?
$133 million guaranteed for 3 years. That's $43 million a year. And he only said this because it was reported that he turned down north of $200 million. He's an agent, and he needs to shut up too. I said about Ja, shut up, Lamar. Get an actual agent. Go get Deshaun Watson's agent. Deshaun Watson had 20 plus civil suits, and he still got guaranteed money for Deshaun Watson. Then it was also the Browns. That factors into it, but
it was also desperation. Nobody's being desperate here. If somebody was desperate, he'd get that contract.
Yeah, he should have signed that contract because I mean, you're just with the guarantees alone. I mean, that's huge contract, and then you factor in all the other, bonuses and everything. The average annual value on that is probably into like the $65-70 million range.
Yeah.
Also, fair. I don't understand why quarterbacks want longer deals.
Right. Get back to free agency sooner.
Yeah.
I also think the owners. It's not anything to do with Lamar. I don't think it's the C word towards Lamar. I think it's more that the Deshaun Watson contract was so ludicrous, desperation or not, that the owners don't want that to start to become the quarterback market. So unfortunately, Lamar's contract gets to come up, and when nobody wants to give 130 plus, 100, 200 plus $1 million guaranteed. Not everyone's Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow or Josh Allen or whoever you want to put as your top 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah, there ain't many people that are going to take a 10-year deal to stretch out all that money. You know,
well, Mahomes has 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 MVPs. Like, he's already basically like they couldn't win another game, and he's overachieved, I think.
As far as like fully guaranteed contracts too, right? For quarterbacks, I would give it to Patty Mahomes and Joe Burrow. I wouldn't even give a guaranteed contract to Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen, but he is a runner as well. You cannot give fully guaranteed contracts to guys that run. They have a risk of getting hurt.
Yeah, Josh it's a matter Allen of time.
Just white Dak Prescott.
For Josh Allen, I think it's just a matter of time, unfortunately, before he's going to suffer something a lot bigger than what he's had so far.
Josh Allen is just white Dak Prescott.
He's better than Dak.
Turns the ball over more.
He's white Tebow. Tebow is
way
white.
More.
Tebow's Hispanic in my mind.
I mean, Josh Allen is
turns the ball over more.
He's basically Brett Favre.
Okay, well then, okay, so he's trash.
No, I never said Brett Favre is trash. I just said he's the most overrated quarterback of all time.
So Josh Allen is the most overrated quarterback in the league?
You guys got me missing overtime over here.
It depends where you put him.
He's white Dak Prescott.
If people put him at number 2 still, that's overrated, and that's probably the most overrated quarterback in the league.
What about 3?
Breaking news, Avs just won in a shootout against the Maple Leafs.
Oh, look at that. That's like full breaking news today.
I'm trying to think of actual like quarterbacks in the league right now.
Real quarterbacks? Not the fake ones?
Okay. Here's my fun.
He's top 5. He's top 5 in the league right now. But he's not 1 or 2. And Herbert's probably going to pass him.
Here's my fun thing. Is Josh Allen top 3 in his division? AFC conference, I should say.
Well, the three people I just mentioned are all AFC.
I know. So would you have Herbert over Allen right now, or Allen over Herbert?
I think I still have to put Allen over Herbert right now. At this moment today.
I mean, you also got the emergence of Trevor Lawrence.
I'm so excited for Trevor Lawrence can do this.
I think I'd put Trevor Lawrence above him right now. I think Trevor Lawrence would be my 3.
Okay. So you have Josh Allen outside of the top 3 in his own conference, correct?
Yeah.
The AFC is stacked. The AFC is stacked.
Yes. Don't make an AFC NFC argument. The NFC's garbage at quarterback, dude.
You're right, but if Rodgers goes there, does that change anything for you?
No.
If Rodgers goes to the Jets,
well, depends if he's last year's Rodgers or he's 2 years ago Rodgers type deal.
That's fair. Would you have him above Josh Allen if he's 2 years ago?
If it's 2 years ago, yes.
Yeah.
He was the MVP.
Would he be better than
back to back, baby?
Then? Would you have him at 3 or would you have him at 2?
I'd have him at 3. I'd have Trevor Lawrence at 4.
Okay. That's the point I wanted to make. The other thing is if Rodgers leaves, then Dak is the best quarterback in the NFC. Just throwing that out there. 1 season sample size is not enough for Hurts. Hurts is not better than Dak.
Injury-ridden season. I'm not taking it away from Stafford.
That's fair.
Either I'm giving it to Hurts or I'm keeping it with Stafford. Your choice.
Stafford can have it. It's not Hurts. It's not Hurts.
Okay, but either way, it's one of those two. It's not Dak.
Okay. then Dak is the second best quarterback in the NFC.
Sure.
You try to do it with Carson Wentz. And where's he at right now? Carson Wentz had one good season, got hurt, did not play in that Super Bowl they won, and then Hurts did the same thing. Played great, got hurt,
different coaching staff.
Same scenario. So we have to see it again. It's the first year.
Yeah.
Let's see it again. Sample size isn't big enough.
Also,
last year was Hurts better than Dak? Absolutely. Dak was also hurt for 5 games.
Dak or Derek Carr?
Dak.
That was the thought that just crossed my mind.
Dak.
I don't know.
Dak or Kyler?
Dak.
Playing a game. Just roll with me.
It's Dak there.
Dak or Goff?
Dak.
Goff last season.
Overall, let's just go overall here.
Unquestionably Goff last season, but career-wise, Dak.
Dak or Kirk Cousins?
Dak.
Similar. Dak, slight edge.
All right, last one. Dak or Mr. 1 MVP vote, Geno Smith?
Dak.
Last season, it's 1 MVP vote, but career-wise, it's Dak.
If it's career-wise, every quarterback you name, it's Dak. If we're going
no, it's Stafford.
Outside of Stafford, I agree.
Outside of Stafford.
He didn't say Stafford.
No, but I didn't because we already talked about him.
Also,
every person that Jimothy named career-wise, it's Dak.
Nope, because I'd still career-wise, I put Derek Carr above him.
Why?
Because Derek Carr led bad teams to better records than they deserved.
Jared Goff, 3-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl appearance. Career-wise?
Derek Carr.
Yes.
No, I think I'm taking Dak there, though. But outside...
I think if you guys had Derek Carr last year, you make the Super Bowl.
Ooh, spicy.
I don't know.
I think you guys have Derek Carr last year instead of Dak. You make the Super Bowl.
Didn't they turn over the ball the same amount of time?
As in this past season, 2022.
Yep. This last year, I think if they had Derek Carr instead of Dak Prescott, they'd make the Super Bowl.
I'd say they probably go in as the 1 seed into the playoffs.
Well, they would have been the 1 seed in the playoffs if Dak didn't get hurt.
Carr didn't get hurt, but I think that's his point.
Oh no, I'm not saying Carr's bad.
I think Derek Carr is better than Dak Prescott.
I actually love Derek Carr. But I picked the Raiders to beat you guys once last year. I was right.
Congratulations.
Should have done it twice.
I will never pick the Raiders, so that's besides the point.
Fine. That's why Joe likes this part, because he can talk about Carr now if he's not on the Raiders.
I can actually speak up on Derek Carr and how much I actually adore that man and how he plays football.
I liked his brother I liked his brother too.
Derek Carr he's so good.
He is good. He is good. He is good. I guess we'll have to see how he does with the Saints.
They're in cap hell, and it's gonna end horribly for him.
So, do you have anything left on Lamar before we jump into?
I genuinely believe that he will not be signed until after the draft.
That's fair.
Because it's the 2-pick compensation after the draft. You're expecting when you sign Lamar to have a 20th pick at latest, like Atlanta. Why would you give up the 8th pick when you can give up next year's 20th and the year after that's 20th?
No, I agree with you. But I also don't.
I think that's mainly the stuff that we're going to be waiting for.
Yeah, especially since right now, I just Googled Lamar Jackson. The only thing I could find is that Colts are the one team that's monitoring that sweepstakes. And I mean, they have a top 5 draft pick, so I wouldn't expect them to try to give that up.
Yeah. I think he won't be signed until after the draft.
That's fair. So actually, before we jump into the rest of the free agency, those were the 2 things that did not happen yet. Everyone's favorite segment. It's no question, everyone's favorite segment. Jimothy, would you like to pick the tune? I see you added some new stuff here.
I haven't added anything since last week, but I'm gonna play this one. I'm gonna override you. I like
Okay.
this one.
So how y'all doing? We having a good time? Pretty great day.
There's a pile of poo in the middle of the room. You can see it every day on the comic
I
tube.
still don't know where you're from.
Take a sip of coffee, defecation begins. Pretty soon you'll see that shit-eating grin. The turds tumble, food for disgruntled, involuntary virgins, trousers unbuckled.
I don't want to see the ads that come up on your phone now since you found this.
It's called Free Music Archive. Anyone out there is interested? That's where I found all the music for this show. Free Music Archive.
All right. So how do you guys want to tackle this? You want to go division by division? Talk about the biggest ones?
We can do that.
Division by division?
Yeah.
So I do not want to start with the AFC West because that's obviously where a lot of free agents have gone. Compared to other divisions, there's been a lot of action going on over in Denver.
I would kind of like to start with the AFC East because I have a little nugget I heard that I'm not entirely certain is real, but I wanted to bring it up.
Okay, we can start with the AFC East. We can start with obviously the AFC East. Rodgers wants to play with the Jets, which we just talked about.
Yep.
The Jets signed Alan Lazard because Rodgers wanted them to, pretty much. Is that basically it?
Well, the Bills went out and they brought back Jordan Poyer.
Yep, that just happened before we got on.
Which I heard that they were winless without him on the field last year.
That's crazy.
He didn't play 3 games and they lost every single game.
Mm-hmm.
And until the playoff loss, they only won games he played in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's actual like factual, but I heard it and I was like, there is no way that games he played in they won, games he didn't they lost.
Yeah, sometimes there's like the weird stats like that. They also signed Connor McGovern from Dallas.
Sam Martin, baby.
Sam Martin.
The contract.
They extended Matt Milano. That's
for the
big.
brand.
And they got a field stretcher, 5'9" wide receiver from the Saints.
That was Deontay Hardy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Patriots have been pretty active.
Pretty busy. The Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
We can jump to the Patriots. New England.
Just announced a little bit ago they signed James Robinson to a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
Juju as well.
Juju.
They re-signed Jabril Peppers.
Mm-hmm.
Riley Reef.
John Jones.
Yeah, they brought in some line help.
Yeah. Slater, McDermott, Brents, McMillan.
They traded one of their big free agency guys from a couple years ago, Jonnu Smith.
Yes, to Atlanta.
To Atlanta.
Which I kind of want to use this talk to go to the Patriots in the West, which is the Raiders, which he got Jimmy G, Jacoby Myers. Josh McDaniels is literally just making the Patriots again, or trying to.
No. But we got to hit the Dolphins too.
Yeah, I don't want to skip.
Do we really have to? Like,
they signed back every running back from last year, and they
got a new starting quarterback, Mike White, who's going to run them to the Super Bowl. They got Jalen Ramsey for a bag of Doritos.
Man, I would have given a third for him all day.
Did they also get David Long Jr.? Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah.
But getting Jalen Ramsey to pair with Xavier Howard, since Byron Jones is not retired, maybe retired.
No, they cut him.
Yeah, but he also was saying he can't run and jump or whatever.
Yeah. But I don't think he's come out and said that he's retired. But
yeah, I know. That's why I said he's like, Yeah, they signed everybody back. getting Jalen Ramsey. I mean, that's great. But when the biggest thing that I see that Miami did was get Mike White, because he's clearly better than Tua. He's going to be on the field. He's not going to get hurt. Mike White to the bowl, and that's a guy I can get behind. He's a righty.
Mike
he's not a
fucking
lefty.
White.
Like,
Tough. He got folded by Matt Milano, and
he can catch. He has a receiving touchdown.
I mean, Mike White, baby, Mike White.
Hey Jimmy, they also signed Salbert.
Yeah, they did. They stole our guy. Played all 17 games last season.
They haven't really done much for offensive line, and that's concerning with what's going on with what's happened to Tua last year.
Mike White can take a hit.
They might need some more backups. Yeah, they might need some more backup quarterbacks.
Slick, and that's a concussion, my guy. Tua is one hard hit away from being retired. In all seriousness, like he's one hard hit from being retired, and them not addressing the O-line, which I'm sure they'll address it in the draft, is very concerning.
Yeah, they only signed a guy named Kendall Lamb, tackle.
The problem you say addressing in the draft, they don't have their first.
You're right. They don't have anything.
They traded away their third for Jalen Ramsey.
You think he'll wear number 3?
Probably.
I mean, they really need to work on their line, especially since they got the offensive line coach from the Broncos that everybody said was the worst position coach in the entire league.
Yeah, well, it's just obviously don't wish for Tua to get hurt, but for him to have, what did he have, like 3 concussions in a span of like 7 weeks?
To me, it's really seeming like it wasn't concussions for him, but it's reminding me a lot of Andrew Luck, to where the Colts did not protect him and he had to retire early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did we skip someone in the East?
No, we hit
talked Dolphins, we talked Bills, talked Jets, Patriots. All right, that's about the North.
Not a whole ton happening in the North.
No, Baltimore.
The Steelers rarely do anything.
I mean, the Ravens, they signed Trayvon Mullen, and they re-signed Justice Hill.
The only thing that I can say for the Bengals is they lost a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a lot.
I thought they were going to be big spenders, because aren't they like 3 in cap space?
Yeah, they got a ton of cap space. I don't know where they are right now, but
maybe they're working on something.
They were top 5 at the beginning of everything.
And then we have
the Browns. Not a whole lot of movement there as far as
they've gotten outbid a few times. I feel like
they've been trying, but they haven't been getting it. I mean, they got some guys. They got Dalvin Tomlinson earlier today. Obo Okorokano. Is that how you say that? Did I say that right?
Bobby Okereke?
No. Obo Okorokano. Okowo.
Okay.
He's a DN.
Okay. I was thinking of the linebacker from the Colts.
Yeah. I
mean, I think the Broncos have signed more people than the entire AFC North.
Yeah, that's why.
I know Marlon Humphrey is trying to recruit Slay.
Yeah, which I obviously want to talk about that, but when we get to the NFC East, sure. And then the Steelers, they got Pat P. That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head.
Larry Ogunjobi.
Ogunjobi, okay.
They very rarely spend in free agency. They tend to like to build through the draft.
Yeah, Steelers. I mean, and Mike Tomlin, trust. Like, as long as he's the coach, I'm thinking I could quarterback that team to a winning season. Like until it happens, it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the North is pretty. I would say probably the biggest one would probably be Patrick Peterson, right? I mean,
yeah, I think so.
That's the biggest name. Which, did you guys see? He tweeted a picture of him wearing number 7, because that's what he wore last year, and the Pittsburgh jersey, and everyone's all like, "You can't have that." And then he just followed up. He's like, "I know I can't have number 7."
Oh, we got more breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Quarterback P.J. Walker reached an agreement with the Chicago Bears.
That's a good fit. Good fit.
And if you don't know P.J. Walker, he's
your backup to have a similar play style to your starter.
Mm-hmm. And he played pretty well when he came in.
He also has chemistry with
DJ Moore,
who he threw the deep pass to end up losing because DJ Moore threw his helmet off and they kicked the PAT really, really far away. Anywho, so the AFC South, I can't think of anything crazy that happened positively.
Texans have had a pretty big haul. They signed Robert Woods. Not really any big names here, but they did sign a lot of players.
They got Noah Brown from the Cowboys.
Guard Shaq Mason was a trade from the Buccaneers. Re-signed Quisenberry.
This is the prime part of our show.
The Jaguars' main addition is Calvin Ridley.
Yep.
It's a gamble, but you got to take it.
Let's see. Colts. They signed Matt Gay, 4-year, $22.5 million. Let's go Kickers.
The biggest thing that they did is they
4 years, 22 mil.
22.5 mil. Don't forget about that $500K.
Holy!
Let's go Kickers. Big news.
That's the Pat McAfee effect right there.
Oh, and linebacker EJ Speed. Never heard of him, but he's got a dope name.
That is a dope name.
And the Titans seem like sellers. They're just wanting to 100%. Get rid of everything.
The Colts also released Matt Ryan. I feel like we should say that. Or they're going to. I don't know if it's like the June 1st cut thing or whatever. There's a couple releases today. And they traded Gilmore, which, there's winners and losers of that one, obviously. So let's finish up the AFC West. Let's talk about the other teams before we get to the big one. I know we have the motto, Broncos Country, let's buy, trademarked by me. My lawyers are in contact with Jimmy's lawyers.
The Chargers, their only really move is Eric Kendricks.
I love that move, though.
I do too.
As far as for them, I hate it as a Broncos fan, but for them, I love it. It's going to be really it could really help Murray, their other linebacker, as far as growth and development.
They still got Mack and Bosa, so
yeah.
Let's see. Raiders, obviously Jimmy G, big signing.
The Las Vegas Patriots.
Exactly. Jacoby Myers, 3-year, $33 million deal.
Which actually needs to never get another head coaching job ever again.
It's actually pretty funny. Jacoby Myers signed almost an identical deal to Juju.
Yes, that's what I was going to bring up. So you brought it up. It's funny because he signed that deal with the Raiders, and then the Patriots literally, it was within an hour or 2 hours most, they signed Juju for the same exact.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he tweeted about it.
And then Judon replied to it.
I didn't see that.
Judon replied to it.
To Jacoby's tweet?
Yes.
What did he say?
I can't remember, but he basically said, yeah, it was BS.
Oh.
Basically him saying he would have rather had Jacoby.
Well, Super Bowl
see if I can find it real quick.
Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think Juju, other than Belichick, has the most Super Bowls on the Patriots right now. I don't know if there's any of those old guys still there. If one of the McCourtys are there, then I mean, you got me. But I don't
know.
I'm not 100% sure. All right, so we talked Chargers. Chiefs haven't really done anything that I've seen crazy anyway.
They brought in the Jawan Taylor tackle from the Jaguars, 4 years, $80 million.
They also cut Orlando Brown. They cut.
Well, I think that's a huge deal, though. They signed that other tackle and let Orlando Brown walk for basically the same price, roughly.
Mm-hmm. And then
to where they must not have valued him as much.
Maybe not.
And did you just say they cut Chris Jones?
Yeah, like
No, not Chris Jones.
no, Frank Clark.
Frank Clark.
Okay, I was like, what?
Sorry, my bad.
But and then as stated earlier, for actual breaking news, they restructured Mahomes' contract to free up $9 million. Other than that, the most active team in free agency, and it's not close, the Denver Broncos. And honestly,
most amount of money.
The most active too.
With 3 C's. Broncos with 3 C's because they thick.
I guess there's been a couple but I mean, I feel like every other, like, it's like you see so-and-so to this team, and then the very next one is to the Broncos, and then this team, and then the very next team is the Broncos.
Right.
This team, and the next team is the Broncos. Like, what are Broncos country? Let's buy.
But
the big me, USPTO. I did all the stuff. Jimmy owes me so much money right now. He tweeted it as if it's his own.
For the Broncos, the big 3 being Mike McGlinchey, Zach Allen, and Ben Powers.
Wait, how many?
Trey.
Big 3?
3.
Big 3. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, there's some other pretty big names as far as Broncos country is concerned, but the big 3 as far as the NFL were those. And it's very positive. I'm liking the vision that is coming together right now.
Can I just bring up some weird stuff about one of the players we signed?
Yes.
Chris Mannertz, right?
Mm-hmm.
The run blocking tight end. First time this guy ever put on pads, he was 22 years old.
A baller.
You know how you know he was going to be a football player?
What?
His last name is Manhertz.
He was a basketball player before, and now he's a run blocking tight end. Usually those are the pass catchers.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, his first career touchdown reception was thrown to him by Christian McCaffrey.
There you go.
He also caught Trevor Lawrence's first career touchdown pass. This guy has a weird story. And
his first career touchdown was Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
And he
a trick play.
And he caught Trevor Lawrence's first career touchdown.
That was the last touchdown he caught. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
He is a weird one, especially like not putting on pads ever until he was 22.
All right, so let's Jared Stidham also. That's a good signing because when Russ only throws for less touchdowns than his bathroom, we can just throw him in. So I guess maybe we can do a little speed run through the NFC because I don't think the NFC was as active as the AFC. I could be wrong. We could start with the West, the Cardinals. Matt Prater got signed for more money.
D-Hop being traded is the thing that you're looking for there, as far as what's going to be an off-season move.
The only big they've signed Kelvin Beachum and Will Hernandez. I mean, couple linemen.
Yeah, they got where's D-Hop going to go? That's the question. Yeah, because D-Hop's not going to be there. At least all signs are pointing to D-Hop not being there. Whether or not he goes to Chiefs or the Cowboys or the Patriots are the 3 teams that I've heard and seen are those are the top 3 destinations. Where they go.
Do you guys really think he's going to end up in New England with Bill O'Brien?
No, he's going to end up in Kansas City. I would put 95% Kansas City, 4% Dallas, 1% New England.
Can you give me 4.9% Dallas and 0.1% New England?
Sure, but it's 95% Kansas City.
I mean, I'll take it. So the other NFC West team, we have
49ers.
Seattle got Draymond.
Yeah, Seattle got Draymond. They just love Broncos D linemen.
Yep.
They're just they like former Broncos players.
Shelby Harris was cut.
They'll try to get Russ for you guys.
They got Gino locked up.
Jason Myers, 4 years, $22.6 million. Let's go, Kickers!
What is happening?
You got $100,000 more than Matt Gay. Let's go.
What? Why are kickers getting paid so much?
Hey, it's been a real problem lately. These kickers, man.
Oh my god!
You got a good one. You keep them around.
The Rams seem to be
like the Titans
selling everybody
Mm-hmm.
except for the untouchables or Stafford and Donald. I think everything else is.
They apparently Stafford's been chopped.
Oh well, there you go.
And then how about the damn 49ers making their D-line even scarier?
Oh yeah.
And didn't they get Bradbury?
No, Bradbury re-signed with the Eagles.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Not only did they sign Hargrave.
Sorry.
Not only did they sign Hargrave, but they also signed former top 5 pick Clelin Ferrell. Shouldn't have been a top 5 pick, but he was.
So. Who was he drafted to?
The Raiders.
So there you go. They also signed
2020
their quarterback
draft
of the future, Sam Darnold.
Yep.
I mean, could we make the argument that that's the best quarterback on the team right there?
Just imagine.
As far as
just imagine if they invigorate him and trade him for like 2 ones.
That's probably what will happen. All right, so NFC North. I gotta start with my best friends here. The Detroit Lions. Jamal Williams is no more.
Lions are very active.
They have David Montgomery instead. They also re-signed Alex Anzalone, Will Harris, John Kaminsky, Emmanuel Mosley,
Craig Reynolds.
So they're very active keeping their guys, but unfortunately,
Cam Sutton I think was their big.
Yeah.
Outside of David Montgomery, their big signing was Cam Sutton.
Yep. That's yeah. We all know the drama with Green Bay. Nothing's happening there. The Rodgers thing that's going to be the biggest.
Now the Vikings did sign someone with the name Bradbury, but it is Garrett, the center.
And they also signed Greg Joseph, 1 year, $2 million. Kickers. They also
signed Madison.
They re-signed him.
Did they get the Byron Murphy?
Yes, they got Byron Murphy.
Also got Marcus Davenport.
Correct.
On a 1 year prove it deal.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised when I saw his deal come through.
And quarterback of the future, Nick Mullins.
Yes. Also, it would not surprise me at all if Sam Darnold does end up starting for the 49ers and they get back to the NFC Championship game. It would not surprise me at all. And the Chicago Bears, obviously, their biggest domino was trading the number 1 pick. They got DJ Moore and a whole.
They've spent a lot of money. They've got some big names here. I mean, Tremaine Edmonds, Nate Davis, T.J. Edwards, DeMarcus Walker. I mean, they've been spending some money
in a while.
They've been spending some money though. They got a lot of money on the books right now.
Yeah, getting DJ Moore with all those picks, like
what a haul!
Oh my, wow. All right, so NFC South.
And quick, DJ Moore is a very, very underrated receiver in this league.
Correctamundo. Carolina Panthers. We can start with them. They got Von Bell from the Bengals. They also got former Bengals Hayden Hurst.
Mm-hmm.
They also got the
first
Red
round
Rifle.
Draft pick.
Huh?
First round draft pick, Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, they also got the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. And then also Miles Sanders dropped right before we started as well.
And Shy Tuttle from the
Panthers have been kind of active. Also, they have the number 1 pick.
So, very good signings by the Panthers. Not a lot, but they've filled in some pretty key spots.
Who be thinking? First overall pick for the Panthers. Stroud? Richardson?
I think it's Stroud.
It should be Stroud.
Yeah,
I know, but everyone has you perform well in the combine. Everyone has a.
Oh, he'll end up going top 10, but he might end up going top 5 still.
Could he go?
It should be Stroud and Young as 1 and 2, whichever one you want the most. And
I agree.
After that, I respect the Anthony Richardson take.
I agree. I think it's going to be Stroud Richardson, though.
Mm-hmm.
And then Young, unfortunately.
Well, whoever gets Young got to steal then. Because it should be those two as 1 and 2.
So, who's next for the?
Got the South. Falcons got a pretty big haul.
They did. They also got their quarterback of the future,
Taylor Heineke.
My favorite thing by them was their re-signing Lindstrom.
Yeah, they re-signed Lindstrom. They also signed Bradley Pinion, 3-year, $8.5 million deal for the punter. Let's go. Jesse Bates, Caleb McGarry.
Jesse Bates is a good pickup. Jonnu Smith was a good pickup. No, know what I'm not seeing here though? Oh, wait, no, I just saw one. Kevin Smith, fullback. Let's go.
Oh, Broncos signed a fullback too.
That's a miss by you for not mentioning that. That should have been the number 1 pick that they got. Because you know what? Fullbacks matter.
That's why I kept saying thick with 3 C's.
Well, Joe was giving the love.
You got Samaje, you got Burton, you got Powers, you got McGlinchey, you got Allen, all the big boys.
All the thickness. All the thickness.
We got Saints, another very active team.
Derek Carr,
Derek
Michael Thomas, Jameis Winston re-signed. Jamal Williams went there.
Michael Thomas restructured or re-signed. I don't remember which one it was.
Both?
Jamal Williams just before the show too.
The Saints need to not blow this, and they need to build a social media presence because they now have Jamal Williams.
Yes.
Right.
Because that man,
that 3-year, $12 million deal is worth his social media presence.
Yeah.
That's all it took, the Broncos should have been in on that too.
Mm-hmm.
Have Jamal Williams run it.
Yes.
I mean, we're going back a little bit, but same as the Jalen Ramsey. I mean, 3rd round pick. Come on.
Everybody should have offered that.
Mm-hmm. Happens every year, though. People go for way less than what people anticipate, and there's 31 other teams out there or 30 other teams like, why didn't we do that?
Also, I just wanted to rain on your Broncos country let's buy thing. Melvin Gordon has a Super Bowl ring.
Okay.
I just want to throw that out there.
Good for him.
He got a Super Bowl ring on a practice squad.
I mean,
it still counts.
Forever.
It still counts. It still counts,
buddy. Proud of your buddy.
But it still matters how it happens.
No, yeah, that's 100% fair. I feel like at that moment, that's the only thing I could have said to you guys. Like you're up here with the free agency. They've been so active and so it's like, oh yeah, let's go, let's get it. But yeah,
I think the only team we didn't mention was the Buccaneers,
which they got Baker.
Boomer Sooner, baby.
So Baker's back in a reddish color uniform.
Jamel Dean and Levante David re-signed.
Mm-hmm. Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Also, there's the best NFC quarterback right there, Baker Mayfield, baby.
Also, I'm pretty sure I just saw breaking news: Orlando Brown to the Bengals.
Ooh.
Nice.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure.
I haven't seen it
yet. Baby.
To wrap up the free agency, I know we've been kind of going quick. We've been kind of going through it. There's a lot to talk about. We can start with the Commanders. They re-signed Darren Payne. They got Jacoby Brissett. Got a bunch of defensive guys. Huh?
Sorry, 4 year, $64 million deal for Orlando Brown with the Bengals. Breaking news.
There we go.
Wait, just 64?
Yep. 4 years, $64 million. $31 million signing bonus.
They're probably going to give $100 million to their kicker.
Largest ever signing bonus for a no lineman.
Oh, that's what got
31 million.
It was a signing bonus.
Okay.
I mean, I'll sign a $31 million contract.
all day.
I'll just sign it. You don't have to pay me ever again. Just give me the signing bonus. I'm there. Looks like there's a lot of names I don't know of for the Commanders, but they're kind of like just signed a whole bunch of short 3-year, 2-year, 1-year deals. Bunch of
Darren Payne was the really big one for them.
Yeah, re-signing
getting
Darren
a deal.
Payne. That was someone I was kind of hoping they would let walk, but they didn't, so it's good.
Jacoby Brissett,
yeah. I mean, they just lost Taylor Heineke. They need quarterbacks. Like, what can you do? All right, so the New York Football Giants did what I said they would do: franchise tag Saquon and get.
They are who we thought they were.
Danny on a deal. Did they overpay? Maybe, but if you look at his actual.
It's an average contract in the league for an average quarterback.
It's basically void after 2 years. Like, they can just move on from 2 years.
Yeah.
Trading for Darren Waller for a bag of Cheetos, which we talked about a little bit.
Man,
Josh McDaniel's going to Josh McDaniel, right?
Joe, the Giants signed our guy.
Who's that?
Casey Kreider. Long snapper for the Broncos.
Yep.
They also signed a punter, Jamie Gillen.
Yeah, 2 year, $4 million. Let's go, punters.
Kickers are people too.
Fourth brand.
Giants also released Kenny Golladay.
Not to be confused with For the Brand, also a great organization.
Yes.
The Darren Waller one for only pick 100, that was key there.
That's crazy.
On to the biggest losers of free agency so far, Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
They've lost so much, but they've kept
a lot too somehow too. Like,
I think they're doing it like under the radar. Like
a lot of 1-year deals again though.
Yeah, Fletcher Cox is a 1 year. It's a team friendly. They got Bradbury for 3. They signed Rashad Penny, which basically said, Miles Sanders, you're out. Kelsey's coming back.
I kind of like that signing. That's my favorite one there.
I like the Rashad Penny signing. I like it too.
If healthy, he's a phenomenal running back.
And I think
big that's what they're betting. Though there.
Yeah.
Which that's what brought Sanders to the Panthers. And they released Slay, so there's some good playmakers out there. Still, now there's new free agents. And last but not least, the last team, which this is a record for us guys. We talked about all 32 NFL teams on one show. Let's give us a round of applause. I mean, that's the first time. We usually just talk Cowboys, Broncos, and then some random other team.
Probably Bengals or something like that.
Yeah, whoever's the topic of discussion at the time. Like, there's a time it was the Cowboys, Broncos, and Rams because, like, are they really good? The Cowboys, quiet day 1, kind of loud day 2, and then a subpar day 3 so far. So I don't know. Obviously, you guys are going to know the big one. They franchised Tony Pollard. They signed their safety Donovan Wilson. They re-signed Leighton Vander Esch. They restructured and re-signed Tyron Smith, which I said they were going to cut him or restructure. So the same thing for Zeke. Unfortunately, it didn't look like they could come to agreement there, so they are going to cut him. And then what I think is another fleece, they got Stephon Gilmore for a 5th.
Not as big of a fleece, but yes, still a fleece.
It was like a compensatory 5th, not an actual.
Basically a 6th.
Yeah, but he's on the wrong side of 30.
Which, that's funny that you say that, like, because I posted the thing about Gilmore, and some of it he's washed. I was like, why is he washed? He was a top 10 corner last year.
Yeah, he's just on the wrong side of 30, so you never know when it's going to happen. He's still good. It's not as big of a fleece as Jalen.
But Jalen's.
Yeah, late 5th for. I mean, even if you get a season out of him,
Jalen is what, 29.
He's
20,
28.
Is he that young?
Yeah.
I feel like he's been in the league for a lot longer.
That's 7 years.
I guess, yeah. But which it just
28.
He's 28. Okay. So it made me chuckle a little bit when I saw an Eagles fan say, "Oh, he's an old washed corner," and I was like, he's the same age as Slay.
Yeah.
Like they're the same age.
Yeah.
And
I'd
it's
give up a late fifth, early sixth, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even for a season. I mean, 2 seasons.
I mean, I'd give up a fourth.
We're 4 years removed from his defensive player of the year.
So the reason I say it's a fleece, but it's not as big, right? I'd give up a fourth to get him. I was expecting somebody to give up a first for Jalen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
so there's the difference in the
show. 3.
I can't believe it wasn't even at least like a high second.
It's 3.
You know?
Yeah. Like it was still a fleece, no doubt about it. It's just not as big a one. Yeah. And he's not washed. He's still good. It's just he's on the wrong side of 30, so you never know how long he's got left.
That's fair. That's fair. But I mean, actually, with the exception of like 3 or 4 corners, and I'm missing a couple. Most of the top 10 are on that wrong side of 30 or very close to that 30. Most of them. You don't think? Like I could be forgetting some, like Sauce and Sertan PS2.
Like the top 5: Sauce, Sertan,
Ramsey,
Jair, Marlon, Ramsey. Those top 5 are 28 and younger.
I'm starting to lean more towards Marlon has an injury problem.
Yeah, I mean, but he still, like, when healthy, like he's still.
Yeah.
He might be the best in the league when healthy.
When you have to say when healthy, that's an issue.
I know, but that's why he's like number 5. Like,
I don't know.
he's number 1 when healthy.
I would rather take a guy on the field, but I understand his talent is there. Yeah, I agree. But
then I have to actually think about it.
Your best ability is your availability, and that's the problem with Lamar too. To go full circle, that's the problem with Lamar, is he hasn't played a full season since his MVP season.
Yep.
So, and asking for 200 million more and turning down 133 million does not look good. Not only did he turn it down, he admitted it by doing that tweet.
And the key part about it was 133 million over 3 years. Not even, it's not like it's a 5-7 year deal. It's a 3-year, 133 million guaranteed deal. Like, that's huge money.
Also, the Bengals got Orlando Brown for the 17th highest tackle, like, pay rate, which is like, we're talking about fleeces, like
steal.
Highest signing bonus ever, but only 17th as far as what's on the book.
That 31 million he must have been like, all right, I'll take the 31 million. Let's do it.
Yeah, you want to give me all the money up front? Okay.
Facts. I'm telling you. Well,
because you go put a lot of that money into a bank account, it adds up in interest a lot quicker.
Telling you,
how do these guys go broke when you could just live off of $1 million of interest every year? At least I could.
Dude, you give me $10,000 and I'll be good.
Right. No, I'm just saying, like, you put $1 million in a bank account, like, you could literally just live off the interest of that. What's the problem here?
Right? I don't know.
I mean, 3%.
But honestly,
that's pretty low for a high interest account. Sorry.
No, you're good. I honestly thought this one was going to be like a 5-hour pod because of how crazy it was. But I feel like we handled that pretty good. I feel like that was some good movement. We talked every team. We talked NBA. We kind of mentioned hockey. We mentioned hockey. We didn't really talk about it. We mentioned it. We just said anything about hockey.
Yep.
It's like ESPN, Cowboys, check. Lakers, check.
Pretty much. I think it's more wherever LeBron is, check. It's not necessarily Lakers.
Well, no, that removed a check because it used to be Lakers and wherever LeBron is.
Right. Oh, yeah. So then it just combined it into one.
Yeah.
Okay. But now you just get 2 segments of Lakers.
Yes.
Yeah. Facts. Any bold predictions to end it where you think one of these free agents are going to go? Zeke, Slay, Galladay, Matt Ryan, Anyone else who's out there? Those are just ones I named that were released today.
I think Matt Ryan retires.
I think Matt Ryan should retire.
I was hoping for a swan song with Atlanta, but when you got Taylor Heineke, I mean, you don't need anybody. You don't need Lamar. You don't need nobody.
I think somebody's training up to 3, and we'll see quarterback 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. I think Zeke ends up in Tampa. My best case scenario with Zeke is that they cut him because they're doing we're going to cut him, but it's not official till June 1st to save $10 million in cap, which is great. Is they re-sign him on the veterans minimum.
You know who needs to sign him though? The Bengals.
I think the Chargers panic sign him with all the news with Austin Eckler.
Well, there's
something I want to talk about in the future. They are going to be struggling to sign Herbert, I think. I think Herbert might be a free agent.
Although franchise tag him, at the very least. They'll have him for a guaranteed 3 years after his contract expires. They're going to franchise tag him.
He'll be there for 7 total years before he hits free agency.
Well, it's 8 because he's a first round draft pick, right?
No, you only get 2 tags to fit 5 years.
4 years plus 5th-year option plus 2 tags.
Yeah. Oh, you can only get 7.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, before you have to sign him or let him hit free agency.
Well, yeah, but I guess that's a future Charger problem because, as always, Chargers going to charge it.
Is it though? I think it's just a current Charger problem. It's just their problems.
The Browns be the Browns.
And Duke's winning the March Madness this year. So.
Well, boys, good show. History was made today. All 32 teams in one episode. That's fun.
Asta.